What's up, family? Man, we have to grow up. We have to grow up. Man, I can't even talk this morning. As a spiritual drill instructor, my responsibility is to help you grow up. I can't do the work for you. I can just point you in the right directions. And that's all we do here on this channel. I talk about a lot of different things. There's like over 1,600 videos on this channel. And we talk about gut-wrenching shit. You know what I mean? Keep shit real. We talk about some real deep stuff. I can't do the work for you. I can only talk to you and hope that you take this and do the work yourself. There are no victims here. There are no victims here on this channel. There are no victims here in this tribe, on this platform. I am not a victim. I talk about a lot of the stuff that I've gone through in life to help you understand that, man, it don't matter what you've gone through. It don't matter what you're going through. You can grow through it and overcome it. Okay? I don't want to hear the sad stories of woe is me and blah, blah, blah. Nah, that's not what this is about. This is about growing the fuck up and having the heart-to-heart open dialogue about the trauma and the pain and the suffering we carry and that we've been carrying, that we have not allowed to release. We have to grow up. Who poisoned you? Who poisoned you? See, that's part of the understanding. That's part of the growth and development. We got to go back to the root cause. We got to go back to the beginning of where you got twisted. We got to go to the root cause of what fucked you up. And so many of us were terrified of going back to the root cause. So many of us were terrified of going back and understanding the pain and the hell that we've gone through. And that's why we never let it go. We'll sweep it up under the rug, but it's still there. We'll ignore it, but it's still there. Who poisoned you? Who caused you pain and suffering? Who told you you wasn't shit? Who sexually violated you? Who emotionally violated you? That's what this channel's about. Helping you navigate through the chaos of all the bullshit in life. Helping you navigate through the pain, the suffering, the distractions, the trauma, the good, the bad. We have to be able to navigate through it all and understand it all in order to heal, in order to let it go. Who poisoned you? Years ago, I was out fishing. And as I was fishing, I was in this huge lake in California, and I don't even remember where I was at. It was some older gentlemen who were out fishing. And I had this epiphany. Man, if I had a cup of water, a cup of poison, and I poured it in this water, it wouldn't even do anything. Because the amount of water, it wouldn't have really an effect. It'd affect that little area, but it would disappear. It would disappear within the water. But if you took that same amount of poison and poured it in you, it would kill you. What am I talking about? Somebody says something to you as a kid. And maybe your first wife, your first husband, all of them. They told you you wasn't good enough. They told you you wasn't shit. They told you you was lazy. They told you you were ugly. They told you you were stupid, whatever it was. I remember as a young man, I was in I don't even remember what grade I was in. But I had a teacher told me that I was stupid. And that tripped me out. I knew I wasn't stupid, but that stayed with me. And I guess it bothered me so much because my aunt who raised me would always tell me how stupid and dumb I was. And here I'm at school, and these people don't even know my aunt. And they're telling me the same thing. And so what that did was, I wanted to learn. I didn't want to learn the shit in school, but I wanted to learn. It created this hunger and thirst in me for knowledge and wisdom and understanding, not the bullshit that they were teaching me in school. I didn't give a fuck about that shit. But it created this hunger and thirst within me to want to learn. So I'm on this quest of, man, I gotta learn, 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 I gotta learn. And I had to learn, and I was driven. Because I really felt inadequate. I was driven. Because these people told me that I was stupid and dumb. And I didn't understand that poison fed into my inadequacy. That poison fed into me not feeling like I was good enough in any aspect of life. That poison. I was poisoned. I was poisoned by my dad to believe that I wasn't good enough. Because my father didn't like me. My father didn't want me. And no matter what I did, it wasn't good enough for him. I was poisoned. And then the women I got in relationships with. One of the first young ladies I started dating to, man, she broke my heart. Came home one day, I got on the bus, and I was a little kid, got on the bus and saw her. Man, she had tatted up with hickeys. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck is this shit? It's like, I'm done, I can't. But that made me feel like I wasn't good enough. And so part of my drive was to prove that I was good enough. I was always fighting against those voices in my head that said I wasn't good enough. I was always fighting against those actions of people that were long gone out of my life, that cheated on me, that dogged me out, or whatever the case may be. I wasn't good enough. It's the truth. I only felt like I was good enough when it came to sports and when it came to fighting. It's the only time I felt like I was good enough. It's the only time people made me feel like I was accepted when I was in elementary school or in junior high school. It's when it came to sports or fighting. And so I grew up thinking, damn, I fucking suck. My life sucked. I was poisoned. And so I jumped into relationships. And I was always trying to prove to the young ladies that, man, I was a good guy. I was always trying to prove to the young ladies, man, I'm not going to dog you out. I'm not going to treat you like so-and-so did and da-da-da-da. I was always trying to prove something to them. Because the truth be told, I was poisoned and led to believe that I wasn't good enough. I was always trying to prove how smart I was. I was always trying to prove how hard of a worker I was. I was always trying to prove how committed I was. Because the truth be told, I was poisoned and made to believe that I wasn't good enough. What have you been poisoned? Who poisoned you? How did they poison you? Some of us was poisoned in the aspect, man, all we good for is sex. All you're good for is your money. All you're good for is your looks. All you're good for is your violence. The fact that you can fight good. All you're good for is you're a great dancer. All you're good for is you can sing real good. You can't do anything else right, but you can dance good. You can't do anything else right, but you can fight. You can fight your ass off. You can't do anything else right, but you can play sports. Who poisons you? How did they poison you? I'm asking you this not because you're a victim. You are not a victim of anything in life. In order for you to grow the fuck up, in order for you to heal, you got to know where you were fucking damaged. You got to know where you were fucking hurt. You got to know how you were hurt. If you don't understand who hurt you, how you got hurt, how the fuck can you heal it? How can you fix it? How can you let it go? See, it's a frequency. It's a vibration that's attached to you. And you keep attracting frequencies like that. You keep attracting people like that, that hurt you like that. And until you understand this, you're going to keep going down this same twisted, psychotic path. And I know it don't seem twisted. I know you seem like you're normal. We all do. I know you think that you're fine. You're okay. We all think that to a degree. Why? Because we're used to it. It's normal. I felt like this my whole life. I'm used to this. I'm accustomed to this. I'm conditioned to believe this. I'm conditioned to go through this. I'm conditioned to carry this weight. And so I've been carrying this weight my whole fucking life. Never realizing I had a motherfucking option. I've been programmed to believe I had to carry this shit forever. Never understanding that I had another option. And that option was I could put this shit down. That option was I ain't got to carry this shit. That option is, man, fuck what they talking about. Fuck what they doing. I ain't got to carry this bullshit. I'm not carrying this bullshit no more. And the only way I can stop carrying this bullshit is understand what bullshit I'm carrying. I got to understand it. I got to recognize it for what it is. I got to see it for what it is. I got to learn a lesson from it. And I have to let it go. if I want to grow the fuck up, if I want to heal, if I want to understand my life, if I want to understand why I keep going through the same bullshit, why my relationships always seem to fail, why this don't work out, why, if I want to understand this shit about me, I got to understand all this other shit about me. So when I understand that I felt like a failure, when I understand that people told me that I was stupid and dumb and wouldn't amount to shit and woo-doo-woo-doo-woo, when I understand that, I can now look at all these other things in life. And now I understand why I reacted the way I did. I reacted the way I did because I was up under this belief system that I was stupid, I was dumb, I was a failure, I was a loser. That's why I responded the way I did. That's why I blew the fuck up the way I did, because you triggered me. You said some shit that struck a nerve. You said some shit that, man, hit close to my heart. And it reminded me of all the other pain and suffering and all the other hateful poison that these other people poured into my life. I thought I was done with that. I thought I ran away from that. I thought I resolved that shit until you said some shit that fucked me up. Until you did some shit that fucked me up. And let the truth be told, this is why when somebody cheats on you, this is why that hurts so bad. Because the truth is, the great majority of us have been poisoned to believe that we're not good enough. And so when somebody cheats on us, when somebody abandons us and rejects us and leaves us in a relationship, that fucks us up because it's such a trigger to all this shit we've experienced in the past. All this shit we've been carrying for our entire fucking life that we never even knew we was carrying. We never even understood. And so when we thought we got rid of that, we thought we outgrew that, until this person cheats us, until this person breaks our heart, until this person abandons us. And now it's like, oh shit, we're ready to die, we're ready to give up, because we can't take this shit no more. We're so fucked up by the actions of somebody else. Why? Because of all the shit we've gone through in the past. And this is just a straw that broke the camel's back. I was carrying this shit. I was just 2 steps from crumbling, 2 steps from having a nervous breakdown. And then you did this crazy ass shit and abandoned me. You did this crazy ass shit and cheated on me. You did this crazy ass shit and left us and did all this other shit. And now my whole world is falling down. I'm going through a tower moment. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm losing my motherfucking mind and I can't understand because I've been carrying this shit my whole fucking life. And I finally started to believe that I was okay. I finally started to believe that I was good enough. I finally started to believe in me. I finally started to believe that all those people were lying. All those people had me twisted. All those people had me wrong because this person believes in me. This person loves me. This person is my ride or die. And then they abandoned me. They reject me. They kick me to the curb. They cheated on me. And they show me that I really ain't shit. They remind me that all the things that those people had told me in the past. And so now I'm sitting here and I'm like, God, they must have been telling the truth. They had to be telling the truth. Because I'm still going through this. I'm still catching this. I can't escape this no matter what I do, no matter where I move, no matter who I hook up with. I keep catching the same shit, and they keep telling me the same shit. That I'm not good enough. Man, you're more than enough. You're more than enough. You just got to understand that you've been poisoned. You just have to understand that they twisted your mind. You just have to understand that you were programmed to believe a lie. And because you never dealt with that, everything after that was God, the universe's way of trying to get you to understand, man, you better deal with this shit. You better deal with this shit in a healthy way. Because if you don't, you're going to keep staying on this fucking path. And you're going to keep getting your heart broken. You're going to keep getting your dreams crushed until you finally surrender and deal with this bullshit and get this fucking poison out of your body. You got to let this poison go. Because if you don't let this poison go, it's going to fuck you up. It's going to kill you from the inside out. What am I saying? It's going to fuck up your belief system. And once it fucks up your belief system, it'll fuck up your actions. It'll fuck up how you live your life. It'll fuck up how you interact with others. You got to fix this. You have to address this. You have to fix it. And you fix it by letting it go. You got to let it go. But you have to acknowledge it first. Man, we have to grow up. We have to grow up. You've been brokenhearted time after time. You've been abandoned and rejected. And that's triggered your, I'm not good enough. You've been passed over on job opportunities and promotions. You've tried to get involved with different guys, different women, and they didn't want nothing to do with you like that. And that's triggered your, I'm not good enough. Your kids are grown, but they really don't want to fuck with you unless you're giving them money, unless you're doing some shit for them. And so that's triggered, I'm not good enough. I'm here to tell you, you're good enough. You're more than good enough. You just have to believe it. You have to let go of everything that's told you that you wasn't. You are good enough. I promise you, you're good enough. You just have to do the work of letting go of everything that convinces you that you're not. Man, hope and pray that says something to encourage you, to inspire you. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.